Today we're going to be making some of these great sea-themed centerpieces for tables. Now these are just made out of mason jars and some of Action Lighting's battery operated lights. So a really nice project. You can theme these any way you want with different materials, different paint colors. These are great for weddings, to color match a wedding. They're really great for centerpieces, walkways, any kind of parties, anything. And then of course today also we're going to be using the Action Lighting battery operated mini lights. These work on some AA batteries. There's a couple settings, of course. There's actually a blink setting and then a steady burn setting. Basically these are just getting placed in the jar and then creatively stacking the lights back in there to give them a great look. So basically, you need some decorations, you'll need some spray paint, some mason jars, and some of those great lights from Action Lighting. So there we go. So to replicate this, what we have today, you're going to need, like I said, a mason jar. I like the quart size. It fits good. It looks good in the center of a table. It's a great size for pathway lights. You can see them from quite a ways away. To do this one, I used some Krylon Sea Glass Aqua. I chose this spray paint because I really liked the fact that it was going to be translucent and it would really let the light of the lights shine through and you'd easily be able to see them. As you can see, I put some starfish on the outside as a decoration. I also used some of these. It's a sea charm bracelet that I bought, and that's what I used to decorate around the top. Also, you'll need some burlap string. Got a roll of burlap here, and then some polyfill, and that's what I used to puff up the top. So, first thing you're going to need to do, of course, is paint the jar. So once you have your theme chosen, your colors chosen, go ahead and get a jar or multiple jars ready. Basically with spray paint, you're going to want to do this outside. Sea-themed centerpieces for tables. Now these are just made out of mason jars and some of Action Lighting's battery operated lights. So a really nice project. You can theme these any way you want with different materials, different paint colors. These are great for weddings, to color match a wedding. They're really great for centerpieces, walkways, any kind of parties, anything. And then of course today also we're going to be using the Action Lighting battery operated mini lights. These work on some AA batteries. There's a couple settings, of course. There's actually a blink setting and then a steady burn setting. Basically these are just getting placed in the jar and then creatively stacking the lights back in there to give them a great look. So basically, you need some decorations, you'll need some spray paint, some mason jars, and some of those great lights from Action Lighting. So there we go. So to replicate this, what we have today, you're going to need, like I said, a mason jar. I like the quart size. It fits good. It looks good in the center of a table. It's a great size for pathway lights. You can see them from quite a ways away. All right, as you can see, got our paint dry. We're ready to move on to the next step, which is going to be decorating the lid. So the first thing to do is make sure your lid's going to still screw on. If you happen to get a lot of paint up there, you might have some issues with the threading. So go ahead and make sure your lid's on. You can see how the jar came out. Looks beautiful. It's got a nice aqua tint to it. No runs in the paint. Awesome. So next step is going to be, I'm going to take a little of that burlap I was showing you earlier, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut a section of that off. So really easy, basically covering the top with it. Here's where I grab a teeny bit. You don't really need much on the polyfill. In fact, if you don't want to use it, you can skip it also. Maybe I'll do this one without so we can see the comparison. So once I have that on there, I'm going to cut a piece of cord. I like to make sure I'm not going to be using way too much. So measure it off like that. So once we have that, I mean, this is super simple in the idea. One thing I just remembered, to make life a bit easier, we're going to want to start with our charms. And, you know, I picked these charms because they had great ones like little seahorses. I really like this charm because it said sand on it. The other thing that's awesome about using charms like that is if you're not going to use these later, I mean, you can give all these things away to the guests and stuff. So basically, yeah. So yeah, there's also a little ship's wheel. I don't know if you can see that. A little anchor. So you'll want to hook all of those into these top loops here. I don't know if you can see that back home, but I got a top loop right there. And you know, they're really easy to do. You just kind of bend them open and yeah, I might need a pliers though here. So yeah, here we go. I mean, you can even do that with your fingers, but bend it open and then you basically slide the charm in there. Yeah, like that. Then you just kind of close her back up like so. And as you can see, now I have a small hoop on the top of that charm, which will allow me to thread it through the string. So you're going to want to go ahead and get all your charms placed on your string. All of our charms onto the burlap string there. You can just set that aside for now. I have found, unless you have two sets of hands, this can be easier to use a rubber band to slide around this burlap because it can be rather thick, you know. So at least that holds it down for you, like so that it's easier to tie the string on there. The other thing I noticed too when I was making these before is it's nice to space your charms a little bit out. So, you know, you have nice even coverage around your jar once you've tied these things on there. So, yeah, I mean, you no matter what, there'll be some adjustment once it's on the jar. But as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that around there. I'm trying not to cover up the rubber band completely. But if you do, it's no big deal because it blends right in with the burlap. So I'm going to keep that down around the bottom side of the lid because you do got to kind of tighten her up there. So awesome. And then the bow is always the hardest part for me to get. So there we go. Got a semi bow there like that. As you can see, then we have all of our charms going around the top of the glass. The next step is one of the easiest ones. Basically, I went and just got some fun starfish, craft starfish, using a hot glue gun. Be careful, these do like to make a lot of spider webs, which doesn't always look that great, but you know, thought it was nice to put one of these on the top, of course, and then you can just go around your jar. Just gluing some starfish. All right. So, as you can see, that this craft, this do-it-yourself project's not that hard. I was able to do it, and you know, as you can kind of tell, I'm not the most crafty person in the world, but you know, it looks good. As you can see, I did unfortunately get a few spider webs going. They're easy to clean up though. There you have it. Nice jar like that. All you have to do now is go back and add your lights in there, and then, like I said, there you have it. There's the lit jar and the unlit jar. Just makes a great decoration. Brings the beach party to anybody's backyard. So, hey, that's a do-it-yourself idea from Elwood here at Action Lighting. Check out our website for more do-it-yourself ideas. And remember, Action Lighting's been making your holidays bright for over 30 years. Check us out online at actionlighting.com or give us a call for any more ideas at 1-800-248-0076. Thanks for your time.